great about that, other than trying to help people who are in a state of invasion.
But yeah, right now, I mean,
Welcome back to the Immigration Answer Show. My name is Jim Hacking. Today is 4/20, April 20th, 2026. How's everybody doing? This is episode 1038 of the Immigration Answer Show. I'm here with my friend Huli Halleck. She'll be taking care of you. I'm an immigration lawyer practicing law throughout the United States, out of our offices in St. Louis, San Diego, Washington, D.C., and Chicago, Illinois. Let me hear from all of you. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know what's new in your neck of the woods. While you do that, I'm going to go ahead and give you today's news. So here we go. All right, first up tonight, as the Trump administration's immigration crackdown intensifies, a new wave of scams is targeting immigrants. We talked about this a little while back. Targeting immigrants who are desperate to avoid deportation. According to a new investigation in Mother Jones magazine, scammers are exploiting fear and confusion, charging steep fees for services that don't exist or that offer no real protection. The schemes run the gamut from fake attorneys to call centers impersonating federal agencies, all of them promising fast-track legal status, deportation relief, or insider access to immigration officials. Victims report paying thousands, and in some cases tens of thousands of dollars for non-existent visa applications, fraudulent asylum filings, bogus work authorizations, and so-called protection from immigration raids. In many cases, the paperwork is either wrong or never filed at all, leaving immigrants in worse legal standing than they were before they paid. Some scammers are even coaching clients to put false information on applications, which can lead to detention or permanent bans from ever getting legal status. Of course, we've heard some of those stories here on this very show. Advocates say the crackdown itself is driving the fraud boom and that the scam economy is likely to grow right alongside enforcement. So if something sounds too good to be true, if somebody says, give me lots of money and I'll save you from deportation, they may be scamming you. Make sure they're an attorney. Make sure that they're going to sign their pleadings. Make sure they have a real office. Make sure they are real people. We had a poor guy on the show, or reach out to me because of the show, and he went to fake immigration court on Zoom. There was a fake judge, a fake ICE officer, a fake ICE attorney, and he thought he was in court spending money on trying to stay here. So that's the kind of things that are covered in this month's edition of Mother Jones magazine. So be careful. Our next story comes from CBS Sunday Morning, where old Nightline host Ted Koppel reported this weekend on a sweeping transformation of the immigration court system. We've talked about it on this show before. According to the report, more than 200 immigration judges, the judges who decide asylum and immigration cases, have been fired, forced out, or pushed into retirement in the 14 months since Donald Trump took office. They're being replaced by what the administration is actually advertising as, quote, deportation judges. All of this is happening at the same time the tens of thousands of people, including U.S. citizens, are being detained by ICE under the president's promise of mass deportations. The former judges who spoke on the air with Ted Koppel say the new practices deny defendants their day in court and run counter to the law denying them of due process. Professor Daniel Caudillo, who directs the Immigration Law Clinic at Texas Tech and who used to serve as an immigration judge in Laredo, Texas, also spoke with CBS about the impact on immigration judges and the importance of protecting due process. The big questions, of course, raised by this reporting is whether immigration enforcement can keep expanding while the court itself keeps shrinking. Of course, they want people's cases who are detained to sit in jail for a long time as a hammer to make those people throw in the towel and go home, and in order to make their rich donors to Republican causes fat and rich by charging a per diem to hold people in detention. And of course, our last story feeds right into that. A new NPR, National Public Radio analysis, is putting numbers on something many of you have been living through for months now, the USCIS slowdown. According to NPR's review of government data, nearly 12 million applications for immigration services, including citizenship, work permits, and other permission to live in the United States, are stuck waiting for a decision. The backlog grew by 2 million cases in just the first year of the second Trump term, which is more than the increase across all 4 years of his first term. And there's a second category that is getting worse, the so-called front log. These are applications that have been mailed in but never even opened or logged by the agency. At the end of the Biden years, that number was 0. By the end of September 2025, it had climbed to nearly 248,000 cases. Attorneys tell NPR that some clients are waiting up to 8 months before USCIS even confirms it received their paperwork. And that delay has real consequences because without a receipt, people in removal proceedings can't prove to an immigration judge that they have a pending case and they can be deported ordered anyway. USCIS says the slowdown is a result of new screening and vetting, including tougher naturalization tests. Of course, that has nothing to do with whether they actually open a fucking envelope and get to work on the cases that they took people's money for. Social media screenings and even visits to applicants' neighborhoods. Critics say the pattern is clear. Throttle or slow down legal immigration on one end while wrapping up arrests and deportations on the other. That wraps up tonight's news. Well, all right. Let's go down to the calls. Let's get to it, and let's talk to Violet. Hello, Violet.
I'm up first. Okay. Hi, Jim. Thank you for taking my call.
Sure. Go ahead.
Kind of complicated thing going on here. I have been a green card holder for
Audio's really
more
off.
than 20 years.
Violet, I'm having a hard time hearing you. I think your microphone isn't by your mouth.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is this better?
Much better. Thank you.
Okay. Sorry about that. I've been a green card holder for over 20 years. In the years preceding, right after getting my green card, there was some things that happened. I was in an abusive relationship. There were some arrests that happened. There's some things there that are complicated. And I have been traveling in and out of the country once or twice a year this entire time with those things there. And I've always been flagged for secondary screening as a result of those when they fingerprint me. And so I know that it's not safe for me to leave the United States now. But my grandmother, is in the hospital, and excuse me. I don't know that I can just be okay with never seeing her again. So what would happen, right? Like, I think it's pretty likely that I would be denied entry into the United States, probably based on the way that some of the charges sound, even though they're 20 years old. Are you still advising people not to travel? And like, what are we talking about? Are we talking about being turned around, or are we talking about being taken into detention? What is the likely result of not being let in?
First, let me say I'm sorry about your grandmother. My Aunt Alice just died last Monday, so I've been going through some sad stuff too. I feel sorry for you about your grandma.
We're really close, so that's really hard to not be able to be there with her.
Yeah. Have you ever had a lawyer research whether the crimes for which you were arrested render you inadmissible to the United States?
I have, and as tends to be like the theme in my life, the answer is it depends. There is one that could potentially be considered a crime of moral turpitude. It involved a car accident where I made a misleading claim to the insurance company, and the resulting charge is reminiscent of a fraud thing. And then the sentence was 1 year exactly suspended. And so that's, exactly the mark for where it could be considered a crime of moral turpitude. And then depending on interpretation, depending on the amount of money involved,
Yeah, was it
It
more?
could be.
Was it more than 10,000?
So there, the true answer there is there. I never stood to gain any money. I was a very young woman escaping a domestic violence situation, and I was very scared. And I had a liability only policy, so like there was never any money to be gained. But the final disposition, like the initial charge, was a felony for I don't know how much, a lot. But the disposition, the plea, was for a misdemeanor offense, which in the state that I'm in means less than $200. The other trouble is that because this was 20 years ago and I didn't retain the information, the court system automatically destroys all records. So the only thing that there is available is the FBI record of it. That is just the initial charge and the final disposition. So there's no way to prove any of the things that I'm saying.
And that, I assume this is why you've never applied for citizenship, right?
Yes.
In answer to your question, if you were to leave the United States, they might not let you back on the plane. They might let you back in, no problem. They might let you in and put you in removal. They might let you in, put you in removal, and put you in detention. Any of those are, I would say, conceivable things that might happen based on the way ICE and CBP have been acting.
Yeah.
And you never did apply for citizenship.
I never did. I've just renewed the green card every 10 years. There's some things in my case history about immigration law, I'm sure, as you know, is very complicated. The year that I was born, in order to qualify for citizenship through my mother, I immigrated here at the age of 10, and the green card wasn't approved until I was 19. In order to qualify for citizenship through my mother, she had to have lived here for 5 years after her 15th birthday, which would have occurred 5 years after she moved here with me when I was 10, when I was 15. So if she had put the paperwork through thoroughly and had it approved at that time, I would have become a citizen at the time that I was admitted for lawful permanent resident as the minor child of a citizen who had lived here for 15 years after my birthday. I have already.
But she didn't do that. She didn't do that till after you were 19.
Correct.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So, I wonder if there is some kind of there's some kind of loophole where, because the application was filed, the application that was eventually approved is dated 1997, and it was approved in 2002. So I'm not sure what the delay there is. Probably a delay in returning paperwork or fees or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how things were back then, but generally it's when the case gets approved, not when it's filed.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Well, good luck, Violet.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. All right. Thanks. Bye-bye.
That's sad. I feel sorry for Violet and her grandmother's situation. That's not good. Bella is here. Hello, Bella.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. So I'm on STEM OPT. Sorry, I'm on initial OPT, hoping to apply for STEM OPT, but I'm one of the I come from one of the 39 countries which are partially banned. So right now they're not approving or declining the application. So I'm just wondering, in my case, what can I possibly do? My initial OPT is actually running out like very, very soon. But then most people in my country, they're not getting approved or denied. It's just pending. Is there anything I can do?
Have you filed?
Oh, sorry, I can't hear you properly. I don't know what's going on.
Have you filed for your STEM OPT?
Okay, is it possible to just give the advice? I'll watch the video, because I think by the time that I jump back, I'll be wasting your time because my audio is messing up.
Yeah, so all you can do is the next right thing. File the STEM OPT extension. Hope that it gets processing here soon. If you hear of a lawsuit challenging delays in the processing of OPT for people from the 39 countries, maybe join in that lawsuit. For now, I think we're all just waiting to see how judges rule on these cases that are in front of them. But I think that's all you can do. File your OPT maybe towards the end of the STEM OPT application period. And I think that's all you can do. AOS and overstay question. Hello.
Hello, Jim. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. Thanks for taking my call. I have two fairly simple questions, but I'm just going to run you through my case real quick just in case you need the info.
Great.
All right. So I came to the US in 2022, May 2022. That was my last time I entered. I've been here a couple times before for vacation. I met my now wife in August of 2022. We got in a relationship January 2023, got engaged in October 2025, also got married October 2025. And we put in our case in in March of this year. So like I said, I came here in May 2022. I did overstay, obviously, and I've been watching a lot of your videos, and you've been saying that at interview. So I already did my biometric, so I'm waiting for an interview notice. And you've said that in the interviews, they are trying to push people to admit that they overstay and violated their visa, which I did mark on all the forms that I did violate, I did overstay. But
Yep.
how would I go about navigating that question if they were to ask me? Because you mentioned that they try to get people to sign stuff and things like that.
Yeah, well, you've already signed it. That video that I made wasn't really applying to you. What I'm talking about in those videos are people who were in status at the time that they filed, and whatever non-immigrant visa they have has ended while their green card case was pending. Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes sense.
So you've already answered that correctly. I assume, is your spouse a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
So then the only thing you would say, what I would do is I would just be sort of annoying about it. If they said, have you ever overstayed your visa? Yeah. Have you ever violated terms of your visa? Yeah. And I'm married to a U.S. citizen, so that's all forgiven. And then I would just be quiet.
Okay, thank you. And then my second question.
Hold on. Did you
So,
work? Did you work while you were out of status?
yes, I did. And I also put that and listed the jobs as well.
Okay. And I just want to make sure that you didn't say on a job application that you were a U.S. citizen, right?
No, I did not.
Great. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, so like I said, I came in May 2025. I initially came in Florida,
Mm-hmm.
and my purpose was to just visit and go back
May of
and
22,
travel.
you said, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And then I came to Wisconsin to visit a friend. The long and short of it, they basically lied about a lot of stuff. I didn't end up getting to stay with them, and we're really no longer friends anymore. I made my life and whatever. However, I recently found out that they have been detained, so they're in detention right now. And I'm just wondering if in the interview and they kind of ask like, if you entered in Florida, how are you in Wisconsin living for the past 3 years? If I bring up that friend who is now detained, if that would have an effect on my case.
Are they from your home country?
Yes.
How did you know this person?
We went to high school together.
I would just tell the complete story. I wouldn't necessarily bring up that they're detained unless they ask, but I would
Okay.
I would say it's 50-50. If you say, I came up here to see a friend, that they would just leave it at that. They might ask you who it is, and if they do, you tell them. And if they ask you what's that person's immigration status, you say, I don't know, but I think they're currently being detained. But they sort of lied to me and weren't entirely truthful, and then tell that part of the story, whatever it is, how they lied to you. Just be honest
Mm-hmm.
and go from there.
All right. Thank you so much. That's all I have.
Good luck, my friend.
Thank you.
Amani and I saw a cute little movie with Brendan Fraser over the weekend on Saturday. It was called Rental Family. Rental Family. Brendan Fraser, he was in The Mummy. You might have seen those movies. He also, I think, got nominated for a movie called The Whale. He's sort of making a comeback. And it's a sweet little movie. He's sort of a unsuccessful actor in Japan who gets hired by this company. Apparently, there's this thing in Japan where you can rent actors to play different people, and it could be all different kinds of people. One of his gigs was he got hired to act like he was the fiance of a Japanese lady who wanted to go live in Canada, and she told her family that she was meeting this big white Canadian guy, and that was him. And then, but there's a whole other reason. I won't tell it to you because I don't want to give you the secrets. But there's a whole other reason why she wanted her family to think she was marrying him. And then there's other stories about the roles that he gets and how it changes his life. It's a fun, nice little movie, sort of immigration related. He's an immigrant in Japan. It was sweet. Morena, hello. Oh, Marina hung up. Abba, hello.
Hello, can you hear me, Jim?
I can.
All right. I just wanted to say thank you for everything you do. You're awesome. So my question is, my dad is currently a US citizen. In the year 2015, when he was a green card holder, he petitioned for my elder brother who lives in Africa under the I-130 application, F2B category, adult 21 years and older. The priority date was December 2015. My elder brother got married in the year 2021, and he got approved by NVC in the year 2025. But currently, we're getting information that, and this is from the lawyer, that he will not be able to go into the US Embassy for his interview. And we just wanted to know, is that something that is true? And because the whole idea, how we're thinking, which is my dad, all of us, how we're thinking is that he was not married when the petition was put in place in 2015. But now it's 2026 and he got approved last year, but he was married in 2021. So is that true? And if that is true, then what options does he have?
That case ended the day your brother got married.
Oh, so that's okay. So he has no chance of going to the embassy.
That case is over.
It's over. Okay. So in this instance, what will be your recommendation? Does my dad have to reapply for him, or how does that work?
Yep, and it's a longer wait than it was before. So yeah, it's going to be a long, long wait, like 10 more years.
Oh wow. Oh, wow.
He'd be the married son of a U.S. citizen, and I mean, I don't have the visa bulletin up in front of me, but it's well over 10 years.
It's well over 10 years. Wow. Okay. All right. That was my question. Thank you.
Thanks, Abba. See ya.
All right.
All right. Let's go to Gab. Hello, Gab.
Hello, how are you doing?
Great. How are you doing?
I'm good. So my concern is I'm Haitian, so I did come here in 2023 legally under the humanitarian program for Cuban, Haitian, Venezuelan, things like that. So right now I do have a pending TPS. So I did file for asylum like 2 or 3 weeks ago. And I just got an interview, like a quick interview. So, for country like Haiti, it is not like you can find those evidence, like, just ask them. So to prove like you got fears and everything. So I'm thinking about we schedule the interview, or maybe because I do have a pending TPS. So maybe can I close it? I want to know what's my option and what can happen if I close the affirmative asylum. So
I missed when you entered.
2023, November 2023.
So your asylum case you filed more than a year after you arrived?
Yeah, more than a year after, because I was still legal in the country after 1 year, because that was a 2 years program. And also at the time there was the TPS too. So I thought I was okay. But when I understand like the TPS is something, it is not something permanent, and with everything happening right now, it is, we do have Judge Anya Reyes, I think, who made ordinance where she said if someone have a pending TPS or approved one, you cannot be dented and things like that. It is on the Supreme Court right now. So, but I was looking for a more permanent option. But right now, with this quick interview, I'm kind of like maybe I wanna maybe if I remove it, I don't know what's gonna happen if I remove the asylum case.
So, if you had to guess, why do you think they scheduled your asylum case so quickly?
Maybe because I don't know. Maybe because I think I don't know. Maybe it is not good. Maybe because I think I don't know.
Well, let me make it a little simpler. Do you think it's because they want to help you or they want to screw you over?
I don't think they want to hurt me.
I don't either. And I think that if you and you mentioned not because you're from Haiti, not having lots of evidence, right?
Yeah. So because of the time frame, like it is not like I can, reach out for my people in Haiti for those evidence, and they're gonna find them in 2 weeks because the interview is on May 11 or 10, something like that. So it is like short time.
Well, yeah, but you've been in the country for 3 years. You could have been working on the evidence those 3 years.
Yeah, but like I told you, I've been still legal in the country after 1 year, and after that there was the TPS and things like that. So I wasn't really, I didn't have any idea to go back to AD because of what happened over there. But I didn't know if I would have to, go for the asylum, like, because, but with the whole situation, they don't want to approve TPS and everything. So and I do have a girlfriend too, but it is not like you can get married like.
I believe that if you withdraw the case or try to reschedule the case, they're going to refer you to the immigration court and let you make your arguments for asylum to an immigration judge. And as I mentioned at the top of the show, they're firing all the judges that ever grant asylum. So I think they're going to try to start working towards kicking you out of the country.
Oh, okay, so what's my option, especially with the TPS spending or whatever? So what's my best option?
I don't think you have an option other than to figure out where to go live because I don't think you're going to be able to stay here.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I think don't you think that's what they're going to do? I mean, don't you think that's what their goal is?
Yeah, it is because I got a lot of friends too. So all of them, they got, quick interviews. So I don't know. So, but dude, okay, even though if they send me to the court, but with the pending TPS, there was no decision on it yet. So do you think that can help?
No, because the immigration courts aren't waiting for USCIS to give or deny a TPS. They're just proceeding as if the TPS application isn't on file.
Mm-hmm. And if I get that's my last question. Okay, so if me and my girlfriend we decide to get married, do you think do you think that's because I had the asylum case? Do you think that's gonna impact your marriage case?
I would say that it would be a factor into whether or not they approve the case. They might think that you're sort of in a desperate immigration situation, so you might be more likely to get someone to help you out and file for you as opposed to a real relationship that's based on love and not to get an immigration benefit. I would say it could still get approved, but with your immigration history, it's going to be harder to get approved.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, Gabe. See you, bud.
Yeah.
See how we just talked about at the top? They sit on TPS so that you're out of status and all you have is your asylum case and then they deny it. It's like they're tightening up all the ways to kick people out of the United States. All right. I can't even read that name. So are you there? Hello?
Yes, I'm here.
Hi.
I I had a question about I-130 case.
Okay.
So I'm from Burkina Faso,
Okay.
and the country was like banned recently,
Right.
and I got married in 2024, and I filed the case like in July 2024, so it was approved last year, and they scheduled now my interview at the NVC for my spouse. So when I went to the government site, I checked and I don't see the country's like name on the ban list, but it's saying my lawyers, they told me before that the country was banned and there's nothing they could do. But when I go there, I don't see the country's name.
It's on the
And
ban. Burkina Faso is on the ban. I don't know what list you're looking at, but it's definitely one of the banned countries. I think
okay,
your attorney's right.
and my the interview at the NVC is like next no in like 3 days.
At the embassy, you
Is
mean?
yes.
Mhm.
Is there like something we can do about it, or like we cannot join um like a lawsuit or anything like that?
Not anything that's going to help the interview in 3 days. They're just going to put her on administrative processing, and then we're going to file a lawsuit. But that's for overseas cases. So overseas cases, I don't know that lawsuits are going to work for overseas cases. We've been focusing
Oh,
on cases that are here, but you can look for those lawsuits. But I
okay.
don't think they're working because I think the president has a lot of authority on who he lets into the United States.
Oh, I see. All right, no problem. Thank you.
Okay, thanks for the call. All right, Jim Best, hello.
Yes, hello. Hey, Jim, can you hear me?
I can.
Yes, excuse me, Jim. I have a quick question. So I have a 10-year green card. I was married for since 2018. When I got my green card, it was the 10-year, not the 2-year conditional green card. And I got my green card in 2023 May, and I am eligible the the N400, but in 2024 I had a DUI in Maryland, and it was non aggravating, and it was not no any felony. It was a misdemeanor. The probation was taken care of, and the charge was taken care of. But then in 2 months ago, I had a burglary charge. The way it was a fourth degree burglary charge. So I was at a restaurant and I had left my keys, and I went and turned around and go get my keys, and the door was unlocked, and I went inside the building and to look for my keys. It was not like an intent for me to, commit any kind of crime. And mind you, my court is coming up in 2 days, and I'm just concerned, like, let's say if that burglary charge is dismissed, will I be able to file for my N400 under the 3-year rule by chance? Will it be possible, if it could be, approvable by any chance?
How are things with the marriage?
The marriage is going fine.
And I don't understand the burglary charge. So you guys went to dinner, what was like around closing time or something?
I went to dinner. I went to the restaurant, and when I realized I could not find like my car key.
Wait, so you went
Um,
out, so you finished up, you paid your bill,
right.
you ate and everything, then you went outside to the parking lot.
Yes, and I was just chilling with like friends and stuff like that, and then like all of a sudden my keys went missing. So when I went back to the
Chilling,
restaurant
chilling for how long?
for about like 2 hours,
What were you doing? Just sitting in the parking lot talking?
yeah, just sitting down and talking.
Okay, and when you went back in, was the restaurant closed or open?
It was closed, but the door was left open.
Were there people still there working and cleaning up?
No, sir.
It was dark?
It was dark.
Like everybody had left.
Yes, everybody had left, but there was like about 2 cars there, so I thought somebody would have been in the building. So when I went in the building, I didn't like there's cameras inside the building, so I only went inside the bathroom to see if I left my keys in there, as I had the flash on my phone, but then I didn't see anything, and I ended up having like a locksmith receipt, like a company that makes like car keys. So I make sure I kept the receipt to show that, hey, this was not like an intent for me to, commit any kind of crime or anything like that.
Okay.
So
What time did the restaurant close?
I believe that restaurant closed at like 11.
So like
It's like a bar.
And you left there. What time did you leave there?
I left there at closing time, and we all was chilling there for like about 2 hours.
Okay, and so you just go in the front door, and it's unlocked.
And it was I went to the back door, and it was unlocked.
And did you find your keys?
I ended up not finding my keys, but then 2 days after, when I went back to the restaurant, a lady said, "Hey, somebody brought in like the keys." Because even the next day in the morning, like I went to the restaurant and I was looking for my keys. Everyone that works there knew that I was looking for my keys. And the lady said, "Hey, somebody brought in your car keys and such and such." And then I told her, "Hey, I ended up paying for a new car key," and everything was solved from there.
But how did they then charge you with burglary?
Because the place was closed, and like the restaurant was closed, but the door was unlocked. So,
but I mean, mechanically, when did you get arrested, or did you get arrested, or what happened?
I got arrested, and then I was released the next day. I was not like under any bond. I was not charged any fine. I got the lowest of charge of burglary.
Right, but when? Like how many days after this incident?
Oh, it's been a month now.
No, that's what I meant, buddy. So you go back I assume that you go back the next day, and you're talking to people, and up to that point, you hadn't been arrested yet, right?
I was arrested while I was looking for my key. While I was looking for my key, police ended up showing up.
That's what I wanted. Okay,
yes,
so that very night you got arrested.
Yes, sir.
What did your friends do? Did they run away?
Basically every at the time everyone had left. Everyone had left, and they didn't even realize I lost my keys. So I was like the last person ready to leave and everything, and I could not find my keys. So then it was nighttime. I didn't bother to call my friends or anything because I figured out they probably would sleep by then, and I thought I would have been able to find my keys. But then I didn't find my keys. I ended up taking an Uber, and my car was parked by the restaurant.
Oh, so you and your friends left the area, and then
no, my friends left the area, but I was there by myself after they left.
And your car was there too. So you were all sitting in someone else's car.
No, we was outside by the parking lot, just standing near my car. But then everyone ended up leaving and going home, and I was the last person ready to go home. And then I ended up could not find my keys.
And so instead of calling them, you sort of went around to the back of the place and opened up the door.
I went there and opened the door because I thought like somebody was there, and because I seen like two cars there, and I was just panicking, and like because my work keys is also attached to my car key and my home key, so it's like everything was attached to my car key. So it's like I was panicking. I had work the next day, and when I went in the building, I didn't forcefully went inside the building. The door was left unlocked. So I went inside the building, walked across the tables, and went to the bathroom while it was pitch black. And then I came outside the building. I only was inside the building for like about 2 minutes.
And then the cops arrested you.
When I came outside, I realized I seen like cops outside, and then they asked questions. They dig in my pockets to see if I was carrying any weapons, and then I ended up getting arrested for a 4th-degree burglary charge.
I would be scared to death.
So now I'm just wondering, like,
Well, what's going to happen to your criminal case?
well, I have court coming up on the 22nd, and right now I'm trying to see if I could get it reduced to trespassing, or even get it to be dismissed, because I have, like, the most I could try to show is that I have a receipt of a locksmith and nothing was stolen or anything like that. So I'm just trying to see if that could be possible, because it could benefit it could prevent my immigration status to be in a worst case scenario.
Yeah. So just to be clear,
Yes, sir.
the keys were located the next day, right?
Yes, someone ended up bringing the keys back.
So the keys were not in the building. The key when you so in other words, under this theory, if someone brought them back the next day, then in theory, when
Mhm.
you walked into the restaurant, the keys weren't in there, right?
Not that well, I'm not really sure, but when I went there, a lady that works there, she knew that I was looking for my keys, because I was asking, like, the employees in there to say, hey, if to help me look for my keys. I even had a security guard walking around with me the next day, helping me look for my keys. And then after that day, for I think about like 2 days, I came back again, and she recognized me, and she said that my keys are here. But by the time I had picked up the keys, I already had a new locksmith key.
I guess my question is, did they say the keys were found on site or somebody brought them back in? Because that doesn't make any sense.
She said that somebody brought them back in.
So they're going to think that you had somebody bring them in and that you had the keys all along.
Even though I had the locksmith, even though I paid for a $500 locksmith.
Yeah, because that was all after the fact you got caught.
I'm
not saying that's what I think. I'm just saying that's what I mean, no way in hell should you apply for citizenship. Nope.
So here's the thing. Let's say that this case got dismissed.
Dismissed.
Right. Like, will it be possible I can still apply?
DUI and a dismissed burglary charge with really weird facts that they could have asked about. I would not apply for citizenship. Not these days.
So even though it get let's say for an example, like it changed to trespassing or anything like that.
I'll take it better. Let's say that the owner of the restaurant or the manager comes in and says, we don't want to proceed with this. Please drop these charges against this poor, nice immigrant. Even if that happens, you don't want to be telling this story at your N400 interview, because they're going to ask you about the arrest, and
Right.
they're going to look at the police report, and they're going to say, this plus a DUI is not a good dude who we want to give citizenship to. So I would say, even if you get a straight dismissal, the chances of naturalizing under the 3-year rule and now under Trump are probably about 10%.
Okay, but if let's say if I only had that DUI by itself, would like
You
how?
don't have that. You have this really weird, squirrely case that no one's going to believe about your keys. You're trying to talk like in a vacuum, like this other thing didn't happen. But even if it gets you for the rest of your life, you have to answer yes to: have you ever been arrested, cited, charged, or detained?
Right.
You've been arrested, and you've been cited, arrested, and charged with burglary.
Right. So basically, even if I said even if I said I did not intend to commit any crime, the door was unlocked, and I entered briefly to look for my belongings. So it's like, once I realized the situation, I left immediately. I later took steps to handle the situation properly.
Immediately, the cops got you.
Yes, the cop arrested me and everything when they seen that I was at the building at closing time.
Here's the thing: Jim Hacking believes everybody. I believe
Right.
just about everything everyone tells me. I believe, but
Right.
I don't work at USCIS. That's probably why I could never work at USCIS. And more importantly, they're not going to believe you. So you can give me all these, what about this? What about that? What I'm telling you is, even on your best day, if tomorrow the prosecutor, wherever this happened, drops the charges,
Right.
and you get them expunged, you still have to say you were arrested. You still have to say you were charged. And once you do that and start telling this story, they're going to say, "Oh, this is a bad dude. He breaks into restaurants and has a DUI."
Okay. And let's say if I apply in within 5 years, like 2 more years in 2028, like will that kind of show like a better pattern that, hey, this guy is not a bad person?
Yeah, let's say this happened 3 years ago. If you have nothing from whenever, let's say you get this case dismissed or amended to something trivial on July 4th, 2026, then I would say you have to wait 3 years from July 4th, 2026 to apply for citizenship.
So you're saying like 2029?
3 years from whenever this whole thing is done. Okay? He's out of here. Guess the cops came back. That was an interesting case. I hope it goes well for him. But people sure do like to wait or tell me, well, what about this? What about that? There's a character on The Mandalorian, which is a Star Wars show. Nick Nolte played this guy. He was a little guy, and he would just say, "I have spoken." Sometimes I feel like I just need an "I have spoken" button, because, you can ask me 10 different ways, but I do think that if, this is a strange situation, and if you're explaining this to them, you've already lost. Quick question 2. Hello.
Hi, Jim. How are you?
Great.
Good. So I have a quick question. So, I have a green card. I got it from my wife, my U.S. citizen wife, like back in October of 2025. But we had an issue on the place that we're living right now, so we have to move out. But we haven't found a place to, like, to move together back again. And also my mother-in-law is selling her house soon. Like, I think at the end of May is gonna be done. And she wants to buy my wife also an apartment for her, for us. So we wanted to, so I'm just thinking, like, all of this is going on right now. So I'm just, we were planning. I mean, I know that's a green card holder. I have to notify USCIS like within 10 days, right? If I move out, right?
Yep.
So I was just wondering if it will be, will be an issue for me and my wife living apart for like 2 months and a half, 3 months, probably 4.
I don't really understand the question.
Yeah, because so we will be moving out of our apartment, but we don't want to rent somewhere else because my wife, we are buying an apartment together afterwards. But that takes some time to get it over. So, but we have to move from our own place that we have right now, where we are renting. We have to move out because it got flooded, and we have a lot of issues with the place. So we have to move like emergency.
So you're gonna have a temporary place for 3 months, and you want to know if you need to update your address in between?
No. So I'm gonna be moving back with my parents, and she's gonna be moving back with her mom. So we're gonna be separate for a few months before we can move back together when we get the apartment.
And do you have a case pending right now, or you already
No, I have a green card right now.
Well, I would say a couple of things.
Sure.
One, you need to update your address as soon as you move.
Okay.
2, you're going to apply for citizenship, or you're going to apply for your 751.
Yeah.
It's in 2027.
Yes.
Hopefully by long before then you'll be back living together.
Oh, of course. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
3, you're going to have to be able to explain to them in a way that they believe you as to why you didn't live somewhere together.
Right.
Like, why don't you just rent a house for 3 months or whatever it is, right? Like, I think they're going to push back on it. They're going to think that there's trouble in paradise.
Right.
Even if you can prove about the flooding and everything. So you're going to have to be able to explain it. And then the biggest thing is, So you know how you can apply for citizenship after 3 years if you're married to a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
I think you have to subtract the time that you live apart. And in fact, I would say just having lived apart, you will have to wait. If I were you, I would wait the full 5 years to apply for citizenship. I wouldn't apply under the 3-year rule. Even if you add on 2 more months, I would just wait the full 5 years.
Right. I mean, I don't think I want to wait for the full 5 years because I want to petition for my parents.
Well, then I would, if that's the most important thing to you, then I would not live apart because your apartment got flooded. I would figure something else out where you can stay together.
Right. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, that's gonna be kind of hard. So, okay.
All right, buddy.
Okay. Thank you, Jim.
Yep. Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Yep. That's why sometimes you just got to figure out what's the most important thing. So if the most important thing is saving money, then live apart. If the most important thing is to get your citizenship as fast as possible. You got to stay together. Yep. Olu, hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, Jim. How are you?
I'm well. How are you, Olu?
Doing well, thank you. Thank you for your help as always. So I actually just realized today that I made a big error with while I did my I-130 and I-485 in 2022.
Uh-oh.
When I filled that out, I had both my sons' information on there as expected, but I had the date of birth. They both are in October, but one is the 21st of October, the other is the 29th. And I had it just today, I realized I had the dates wrong. So the one who's 29th October, I wrote 21st. The one who's 21st, I wrote 2029. Now I'm currently, and in 2024, I actually did the petition for alien relative for my younger son because the older one is over 18, so I did not include him, but I did that in 2024. And today, I was just going through my I-130, I-485, just for reference purposes, and I realized that the dates I had the dates wrong for each child. What would you recommend that I do, Jim? How do I go about rectifying this? Especially because in a few days or so, I should be due to put in my N400. So do I just put the actual on the N400 and look to rectify the past, or how do I do this?
I mean, can you conceive of any way, shape, or form that the inverted dates would have any impact on whether you should have gotten your green card? I can't think of a way why that would happen, right? There's, you just switch the dates, right?
Right.
So yes, put the correct information on your N400, and then if this comes up, you just tell them later, I inverted the dates. It's not a big deal. As long as none of this impacts like their eligibility to be in a visa category, like under 21 or over 21. I don't think, you're just talking 8 days. So I can't see how saying the older kid was born on October 29th instead of the 21st or whatever. I just don't think it matters because I don't think it would have impacted anything. So I think you're fine.
Okay. I mean, though they're years apart. One is one was born in 2015. The other one was born in 2003. So they are about 12 years apart, but then both of them are Octobers. It's just a question of, inverted days.
So the only person they could conceivably be worried about is the older one. So let's do that one, okay? What is that kid's real date of birth?
His date of birth is the 21st of October.
Okay, and then you put the 29th.
Yes, I put 29 for him.
Of 2003.
Yes.
What I'm saying is,
but actually 2003.
Yeah, what I'm saying is,
so the year is right.
Right. What I'm saying is, unless there's some advantage that he would gain somehow by being 8 days earlier, which there's no way that that's possible, it doesn't matter. You're fine.
Okay.
I mean, you'll want to clean it to the officer when you file for the
N400.
They're here already, right?
Yes, I'm actually ready to, and I'm looking to do that a few days from now.
But the
And that
kids are
was why I was reviewing
the
my
kids are
old. Mhm.
the kids are here now.
No, they're not.
Okay, so
They're not here.
you haven't applied for them.
I did apply for the younger one, the one that was born in 2015. I didn't apply for the one born in 2003 because of his age. But I did do the I-130, or is the I-131 now?
130.
For
Yep.
yeah, for the younger one. But
Okay. As
none
for
of
your
them is here yet.
as for your naturalization, I don't think that's gonna have any impact. Just tell them the right date.
Okay, so I should put the right date for the younger kid on my N400 because I don't need to include the older one because he's over 18. But I just need to put the right information.
No, you list every child on your N400. You don't. It doesn't just say children under 18. You list every child you've ever had.
Oh, really?
It doesn't say what children do you have under 21. It says what are your children.
It actually does say, Jim.
Does it?
Yeah, because I was just going through on the USCIS website. I was going through one of the documents that just gives me like a checklist of what and what should be. And let me see if I could read that out. I was just going through a checklist. Just give me 1 second and I could pull that up. They do have a checklist on there. Let me see. Where it says
Yeah, you're right. It says indicate your total number of children under 18 years of age. That's weird.
yeah, that's the one I was referencing.
Cool. All right, good luck, brother.
Okay. Thanks, Jim.
Yeah, bye. Yep. Let's go to interview today. Hello.
Hello, Sir Jim. How you been?
Great. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much. So I had an interview this morning for my green card based asylum, and the officer was like really nice, and he was going through everything. And when he reached my medical, he told me your doctor is missing the like polio vaccine. So he told me you are going to receive an RFE.
Yep.
So when I'm receiving that thing, how I can like only do the vaccination or do the whole medical file and send it?
It depends what they ask for, but I would imagine it's just going to be proof of polio vaccination. So you can just go back to that doctor that did it originally and get that from them.
So I do only the polio, and the doctor will give me a seal the medical like similar to the first one, and just send it to them.
It depends how they ask, but yeah, probably.
So I didn't understand what you mean.
I don't know what they're going to ask you for. They might ask you to redo the medical. They might ask you just for proof that you have been vaccinated against polio. So either you have proof that you've been vaccinated against polio, or the doctor has to give you a polio vaccine.
Okay, let's go. For example, if they send me also just to do the polio.
Yeah, then they'll give you a report that you've completed your polio vaccine. I don't know if they'll tell you to put it in a sealed envelope or not. I don't know what they'll do.
So the RFE is going to explain how I'm going to respond to them. So,
that's right.
Okay. Thank you so much, John.
Good luck, buddy. Marriage-based AOS. Hello. You're on mute. I don't know. I-130 interview. Hello.
Hi, Jim. Good afternoon. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. And thank you for everything that you're doing as well.
Audio. We'll come back. Hi, Alexis. Alexis is in.
What are you doing? You make 100? You cut. You not cut? Not yet.
Alexis.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi, how are you? I'm at work. I'm actually running to the bathroom to talk and ask my question. Thank you for taking me.
Sure.
So I'm gonna.
Ain't got no good reception in the bathroom.
and I met my husband. We stopped talking in November, like a couple weeks after I come in, and we get married 11 months after that.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Kind of, yes.
Okay, after 11 months dating, we get married, and then we apply for the adjustment of status. But when I applied, I was legal, but in the process, I become illegal because the 2 years end. And yesterday, I got my interview notice for next month. I want to know if I'm at risk to get detained because I'm out of status now.
Uh, the one part I missed, but I think I know the answer. Well, how did you enter the United States?
The humanitarian power program, the 2 years, the Biden program called humanitarian power for Haiti, Venezuela, and another country. I don't remember the country.
And what
It
country?
was for 2 years. I'm from Haiti.
Haiti. Okay. So there were very, very, very limited stories of USCIS taking people who were out of status at the time of their interview into custody, but it seems like they have stopped doing that. So I don't think you're going to take it into custody, but I also don't think they're going to approve your case because they are arguing that people who entered on humanitarian parole were not properly admitted into the United States, and so I think right now those cases are on pause. So I think they'll do your interview, and then they'll sit on the case.
Oh, they come into my house too in December. There was two agents. Me and my husband was sleeping. They come in, take pictures. They said everything was okay. We have dirty dishes. It was proof we not just renting some property for fraud. And then they asked about some question about the application. We answered, and it was in December. And I got the notice yesterday for my interview.
So that's good. But again, I think they'll do everything except approve the case. They're going to sit on.
Oh, okay. They're gonna do the interview, but they're not gonna make a decision.
I think that's right.
Okay, I do have another question too. When I apply for my work permit, but the person who applied for me, he did a mistake. He thought it was free, but it was $260, and they sent me the work permit application back because we didn't pay. And then when I realized that, we did it again, and then we pay. But by the end of the time that we send it again and pay correctly, I was out of status. But I had two jobs when I was legal, but one of them stopped me. It was the bank, but the other one I'm still working. You think it's a problem because my work permit is expired? And I'm still waiting for the new one, but I'm still working at the second job.
Your spouse is a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Then that should all be forgiven.
Okay, so I'm not supposed to be worried or anything about the interview?
Of course you have to be worried, and of course everything's scary. But yeah, I mean, it should hopefully get approved. You never told anybody that you were a citizen so that you could work, right?
No, I never lied or anything. I never been arrested. Nothing. I just come in, work. That's all.
Okay, good luck.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Bye, Alexis. Hey, if you're not on our WhatsApp group, that's a new way that we're alerting people of when we're going live. Huli's been having fun pushing out the WhatsApp channel. She's very excited about that. So, all right, let's go to Dr. Mazin. Hello, Dr. Mazin. Doctor, are you there?
Can you hear me?
Barely. We can barely hear you. I don't know what that's all about. White Dove, hello.
Hi, Jim.
Hello.
Hi, Jim. Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Jim, thank you for what you're doing. I came to this country in 2022 through the southern border, and then I was paroled with 212 D5 parole. So I came in and I got married to a U.S. citizen, and I just adjusted my status. They approved my I-130, and then they denied my I-485, saying that I cannot use 212D parole. Sorry, D5, 212D5 parole to adjust status. So We filed for a motion to reopen, and then they denied it again, giving the same reason. So I want to find out what's the way out from, because I know a lot of people adjusted their status with this same parole. So I don't know what's going on with my case.
So that's what you have on your passport, or on your, you have a 212 D5 stamp?
Yeah, exactly. So I came through the border. So they gave me a I-94 document with a parole stamp on it saying 212 D5 parole.
Right. So how long ago was that motion to reopen denied?
Yeah, just a week ago.
A week ago. Okay. And
Yeah.
where do you live?
I live in Rhode Island.
I think you might need to sue them to get them to fix their mistake.
Okay. Are you able to help me with that?
Yeah, we could help. Yep, for sure.
All right, so
I'll have Julio reach out to you, okay?
All right, I'll be waiting. Thank you so much, Jim.
Thanks for the call, my friend.
All right.
Bye. All right. Let's go to Elisange. Hello, Elisange.
Hi. I can't hear any song. I don't know what's going on.
You can't hear me? Okay, we'll come back. It's our hour-long into the show weird audio shit. Let's go to Marriage Base AOS. Go back to them. Hello, everyone left in there. We've tried. Are you there? You're on mute. I'll start kicking people out. All right. Goodbye to you. Goodbye to you. Did we do I-130 interview? I don't think we did. No. Let's go to I-130 interview. Hello.
Hey, Jim, can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you perfectly. Thank you so much. I have a question about an interview that my spouse just did for the I-130 Jamaica. So he received a temporary refusal 221G.
Yeah.
And on that form, she says that we did not fill out the right form. The I-864 is missing, which
Yep.
I did fill that out and resend it again. And then she said tax documents are missing. So I resubmitted all the tax documents, which is the transcript, my W-2s, over to them again. That was on the portal. He also had those documents in hand and she did not want to see them. She said they all need to be uploaded to the portal. And then lastly, she put that he needs to mail in his passport, which he had then and she didn't want to take it, and then the police certificate. So the same night I uploaded the tax documents and the I-864. And then I got an email from them today saying within 30 days, we need to come and pick up his travel documents from Kingston. So I'm a little confused as what are the travel documents?
Yeah, I don't know. Did they mean his passport with his visa, or did they mean something else?
That's what I was wondering, because I thought Jamaica's at 75, on that 75 country ban, and he never gave his passport to her. She didn't want to take it.
Sounds like she was sort of just sounds like she was just going through the motions.
That's what I was saying too. Sorry, go ahead.
It also sounded like she's sort of playing games. So you're confident that you made enough money on your taxes each of the last 3 years?
Yes, I make over the amount.
Yeah. So, I don't know that it all really matters because of the pause on the 75 countries. So I would keep giving them what they want and ask for, but I don't think they're going to give him the visa until that 75 country pause is lifted.
Okay, so should I tell him to still go down to Kingston where the email says to go and pick up the travel documents?
Sure.
There's no need to do that if he never.
Is it a hardship for him to go there?
A bit, but we can make it happen.
Yeah,
We've been waiting so long anyway, so.
Yep, keep doing things on your end, and then we just got to wait to see what happens, okay?
All right, thank you so much. Have a good one.
Have a good day.
You too, thanks, bye-bye.
All right. Let's go to Slew Grad. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
I am working with, I'm actually a volunteer with Abide in Love St. Genevieve
Oh,
and
yeah.
also Abide in Love St. Louis. We work with immigrants who have been detained by ICE.
Yep.
And I have a pen pal who has been given voluntary departure, and he has until May 14th to appeal. He doesn't want to appeal. He just wants to go home, and he does have the funds to get a flight home. We're just wondering, is there anything legally we can do to expedite this travel? He just wants out of jail. He wants to go back to Guatemala, and we're trying to help him make this happen.
So the judge has already ordered voluntary departure?
Yes, on April 14th.
If you want to send me his, do you have the biographic page from his passport?
No, but I can get it.
Yeah, give me that and give me a copy of the VD order, and I'll send it on to a contact at ICE and see what might be the holdup.
Okay. And that's all it takes, really.
I mean, hopefully, we'll see. There might be some kind of hang up, but I mean, they're running people to Guatemala all the time, so I don't know what the problem would be.
Okay. Yeah, his father is very, very, very ill.
Yeah.
And we just want him to be able to say goodbye. So.
Well, plus St. Genevieve's no fun. So great. Yeah, send me that info and then Julio will send it to me, and I'll reach out. I'll reach out to my guy tomorrow.
Oh my God. Thank you so much.
Sure, we'll see what we can do. Make sure I have all your contact information, okay?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Jim.
Thanks for volunteering. That's a great organization.
I'm glad you've heard of them. They do good work, and I just started, and I'm learning a lot.
When I first heard about it, it was orally, and I kept thinking it was Biden love. Like, not Biden love. I just kept thinking it was Biden love. I was like, man, Trump's never going to do anything nice for anybody in any group called Biden love.
Very true. No, it's a good organization, and they do good work, and we appreciate you talking to anyone you can.
I'll see what I can do. Thanks.
All right. Thank you.
Bye. All right. Let's see. Well, everybody's still in the waiting room who I already tried like twice. Let's try Dr. Mazin again. Hello, sir.
Hi, how are you doing? Can you hear me now?
Yes, much better. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for giving me the chance and for giving me the free consultation and your time as well. So,
to be clear, this is not a consultation. This is just us talking about immigration stuff.
I'm sorry. Anyway, so
oh, good. Go ahead.
So, I'm applying for asylum. I've been in the country for 2 years now. I came during Biden administration, and I'm from Sudan, one of the 39 or 75 countries that banned from getting any kind of immigration benefits right now. And the issue is, after staying in the country for like more than 1 year, my mom gets sick, and I find myself, I applied for an advance parole to like an emergency advance parole. The USIS, they gave me 30 days to go outside the country and come back so I don't have to apply for a visa. But the thing is, when I came back through New York JFK airport, they gave me, they stamped on my passport that a stamp that says paroled until January 2026. And just out of a sudden, January 2026, I get a notice that, you are just paroled until January 2026. And they closed my asylum case, and they moved me to court for removal now. I feel like that's weird, How can you give me a parole for 30? The parole should be for 30 days. It's just the idea of the parole that you get the parole that you don't have to go to the embassy applying for a visa because you don't have a green card. You know what I'm saying? But how can you get me back to the country and then saying that you are paroled until 2026, and you didn't give me an interview that even for the asylum? You know what I'm saying? So they are trying to close my case and put me to court. Now they put me for court hearing in August.
When did you first come to the United States?
I came to the United States 2023 November 25 November 2023.
And when did you apply for asylum?
I applied for asylum like 2 or 3 months after I've been in the US. Before the end of they gave me 6 months. I came through B1, B2, and I get my visa from Dublin. I used to live in Dublin, Europe, the capital of Ireland. And then, yeah,
When you went to see your mother on advanced parole, what country did you visit?
I visited Dubai. I never went back to my home country. So, they asked me to provide evidence that my mom is sick and she's having surgery, and I provided all this kind of evidence. And I asked for 90 days. They only gave me 30 days. And then I came back just 1 week before Donald Trump went to the White House. So I came January 13. Donald Trump came inside the White House January 20. And my parole was expiring on the 15th. So I came 2 days before my parole expired.
So that was 2025, not 2026.
That 2025, yeah.
Okay. Well, here's something that sort of surprised me that I learned last year as an immigration lawyer. And maybe I should have known this. Maybe I knew it before and I forgot. But the law says that you're guaranteed to have a hearing on your asylum case, but there's no guarantee that you get to have that at the asylum office. So lots and lots of people who have pending asylum cases for various reasons have had those cases fast-tracked to the immigration court without ever actually having an asylum case. So an asylum interview at the asylum office. So I'm not saying that it's fair or that I like it, but the law says that they can do what they're doing to you. And whether they made that decision because you got advanced parole or for any other reason, they can just send your case to the asylum court, to the immigration court, without ever getting to see the asylum officer. Does that make sense?
It does, but right now my lawyer is trying to do something called motion to dismiss. Does it help?
Oh, it can't hurt. I mean, it's worth a shot to try to do that. I tried that with a judge here and they said no dice. So I don't know that it's going to work, but sure, if you can get another chance at the asylum office, I mean, most likely, the approval rates for asylum right now in immigration court are like 5 or 7%. Plus they would say, okay, Dr. Mezzine, we're not going to deport you to Sudan. We're going to deport you to El Salvador. How would you like that? That's their new trick in court. So I don't know if they're ever even going to get to the merits of whether you deserve asylum in the United States while you're in court. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So yeah, I get what you are saying, but it feels weird for me to close the case from the USIS, moving it back to court for no justifiable reason.
It seems weird to you because you're assuming, number one, that they're fair, or two, that they want to give you a shot at staying here. They're not fair. They don't like immigrants, and they want to deport as many people as they can.
Okay. So does it? So it means my case is getting weak if I'm gonna fight in the court.
Well, I just told you that the approval rate's like 5 or 6%, and they might not even get to it because they're just going to say, why can't we deport you to some third country? So yeah, it's not looking good.
So do I right now, till now, if I had a chance, I have a master degree. I'm a doctor. I have a medical degree. I have a master degree in molecular medicine and bioinformatics. will I be able to apply for any type of other visas meanwhile, or if I'm on the court, it means I cannot apply for any kind of visas or immigration benefits right now?
Sometimes asylum can be a bridge between when you came and when you apply for an employment-based green card. But once you're sent to the immigration court, that door is closed.
So that door is closed now.
That door is closed.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, Mazen. Good luck, brother.
All right.
They'll tell you that you can leave the United States. They'll tell you they're not going to screw you over when you get back. But as we just heard, that's their favorite trick. Geese, hello.
Hey, how you doing, Jim?
Good. How do I say your name?
It's actually Giuseppe. But
Giuseppe.
like I shortened it a little bit.
Awesome. What can I help you with?
Okay, so I just want to start saying that I came back in 2021. I was under TPS under Venezuela's designation. It ended back in September, I think. Before on 2025 on February, I met my actual spouse, and we filed for adjustment of status.
Great.
Now, like, I can see definitely red flags when I apply for the green card application. But I can like prove that our relationship is real and our marriage is real. But the dates that we like my TPS designation ended on September. I got married a month before it ended. So I just want to know what are the odds for me of being approved, um, seeing all these, having all these details.
So how you were paroled in as a Venezuelan, or how did you enter the United States?
I came out visa waiver program. I'm also Italian.
Hence Giuseppe.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then so you haven't been in removal and you have a valid entry, right?
Yes, valid entry, the I-4, right?
You entered on visa waiver, right?
Yeah, visa waiver.
Okay. And then what was the date of your entry?
I believe it was the 31st of 2021 on January.
Okay. And then how did you meet your spouse?
We met at the gym.
Okay, great. And when did you first meet?
I wanna say it was back in February of 2025. Then we married on July 24th, 2025.
July 24th, 2025. Okay. And did you ever apply for asylum?
No, I never did.
Okay. And yeah, I guess with Italian citizenship, that would be hard. Okay.
Yes.
Why did you get married 5 months after you met someone?
Well, okay, I have my plans to move abroad, to go out of the country. I met my person, and he told me he wanted us to stay together. So he proposed to me,
Okay.
and we're having life, and we're happily married here in the States.
Yeah,
But I
why?
can definitely see red flags from USCIS for me to trying to get a benefit, honestly.
Well, but you didn't answer my question. Why did you get married so fast?
Well, we wanted to live together, and like he couldn't move abroad with me because we have a gay relationship, and his parents do not know he's gay, and it will be suspicious for him to move abroad. His parents live out of the country, they don't live here.
So he's a U.S. citizen and he lives in the United States.
He's a US citizen, yes.
Okay. Well, I mean, to me, this is a relatively straightforward immigration case. What evidence of the marriage do you have? Like, do you guys live together? Have you started developing like a joint bank account? What do you guys have going?
We don't have joint bank accounts. We do have a list together. We also We also have health insurance together, dental insurance. He's one of what else? I have more stuff.
Right, but do you? Why don't you have a joint bank account?
Honestly, I haven't thought so. I read about it, but like I don't know.
I would say that's the one. I mean, I believe that this case I had last week that got approved really quickly because they had a joint bank account that they actively used. I think it's one of the most important things in an immigration marriage case.
Well, we like split the bills, and we
That's
like
what,
there's
but that's what roommates do.
yeah, I guess yeah. Well, he's a beneficiary of my credit cards. Like he can use my credit cards also. Like he uses when he needs to. I just don't have a way to prove those things, you know.
But I would assume that you were asking me, how do I make the chances of me getting my green card stronger, right?
Yeah, sure.
So what I'm telling you is open a joint bank account, put both of your money in there and start using it. I mean, you have a social security number, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So open up the bank account and start using it. Do you have an interview set or no?
I don't, and I actually haven't received my work permit.
Well, that's because you're from Venezuela. In those cases, those are on hold. So I would use this time while my case is processing to start making a better case. Do you have our marriage evidence list?
Yes, I already filed months ago. It was after this is why I'm saying I was never out of status. I applied for the green card before it was expired on my TPS.
Yeah, but the Trump people hate people from Venezuela. They think TPS was bullshit, and they're doing what they can to screw you. So you've got to file. You got to keep making your case stronger every day. You keep gathering more evidence every day.
I know, sir. And I have another question. I know I heard before visa people under visa waiver program have some issues to have their green card. Would I be in any danger at my interview?
Sure.
Okay.
Everybody's in danger, but they haven't been taking a lot of those people into custody. But entering on visa waiver, you gave up the right to see a judge, so it's a little bit dicier.
I see. This is like my fear.
Well, how about this? I mean, tell me what kind of a witness you think your spouse is going to be at the interview. If they get him in a room and try to scare him, how's he going to do?
Oh, he'll get scared probably.
Yeah, so I think you guys need a lawyer. I think you need a lawyer to get you guys ready to make your case stronger, to scare the shit out of your husband for about a week so that he gets strong and ready for the interview.
I see.
Yeah, so if you want our help, we can help you. Just let me know.
Well, I'm based in Florida. Is that a problem?
No, we handle cases in all 50 states. I got to get going, Giuseppe. It's the end of the day. Okay, brother?
Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Jim.
Good luck, buddy. We'll reach out. See ya.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, Julio, I'm out of here. I got to get to Nor's game, and they just told me my Nurse Laura was talking about flat tires. I had a flat tire, so my car is now good to go. I'm on my way to go get it. So I'm out of here. Bye, everybody. We'll be back tomorrow. What time, Juli? I can look. Tomorrow is the 21st. Oh, darn it. 3:30. No, I'll probably move that up. But for now, 3:30, something like that. See you guys. Have a good night. Thanks, Juli. Bye.
I'm great about that, other than trying to help people who are in the state of Asian.